right after the emergency alert is over. You good? All right, thank you guys for coming. I know it's summertime and everybody should be out enjoying the weather, but it's a really big day for us. The signing of Mo concludes what we think was a very productive and effective offseason in terms of building what we're trying to build here. I want to thank Mo's agent, Mark Bartelstein, the diligence and the commitment that he showed to Mo to make sure that he put him in a good situation. The number of hours he and I spent on the phones going over roster composition and rotations and fit for Mo just showed just how much he cared about Mo and his clients and making sure they were in the right situation. So some of you guys reported Mo and I go way back. Our relationship actually predates either of us being in the NBA. So we're clearly very comfortable with each other. There's definitely a level of trust, and I think he's happy to be here, and we're thrilled to have him. He brings a skill set that I think takes us to the next level. It pushes us into another threshold. His ability to score, his ability to facilitate, and his ability to lead are key elements in what we're trying to build here, and he's going to be an integral part of that going forward.
Okay, we'll open it up for questions then.
Well, first off, Mo, Joe Becker from KGW here in Portland. How excited are you to be with the Blazers?
I'm very excited. You're going to this free agency, and in a perfect world, July 1st you want to be done. You want to have a team, you want to be done. But you really respect, everything a GM and an agent has to go through to perform and get players where they should be and where they can perform at best. And that's one thing I want to say for my agent and also Neil and Terry. Those guys play integral parts in bringing this thing to life. It's been since July 1st. Since opening day. And it was a long road to get here. It's a lot of things that happened, but at the end of the day, we sit here today from July 1st. Our goal was to come together, and it happened. And I'm glad it happened. I like everything that Neil, is doing here. I saw it from afar from last year. When we talked, he was, really passionate about making the playoffs, and he the type of player and person first and foremost that I am. That winning is really important to me. That's why my decision took a long time, because I wanted to make sure I was in a position to win, and that's what I see here. That's why I came here, because I feel like that I can be a piece of the puzzle, for this organization, for these young guys. And you're looking at LA, he's not a young guy, and I know he wants to win, and I know these other guys on the team wants to win. It's nothing like winning. And if I can come in to an organization like this and the fan support that they get every night, when I come in, as an opponent, as an away opponent, and I see, a non-playoff team, and I see that it's sold out and is, or damn near sold out, that's impressive in my eyes. And all those thoughts came to mind when I had to decide where I wanted to go. And what just took the cake was the trust I have in who Mr. Allen put in his front office, and that's Neil and the head coach and Terry. So, and me and Terry go back also in Milwaukee days. So I'm very comfortable in my position here. I know that I'll be a sixth man, so I'm very comfortable in my role, and I'll provide everything that Neil and Terry tell you guys that I'll bring, and that's what I'll bring and more, to be honest with you.
Craig Burnback, K2 TV here. I'm just going to get this question out of the way for you. Any hesitation in taking the number 7, knowing the last person to wear it was Brandon Roy in the regular season here?
Well, to be honest with you, that question kind of caught me off guard. But the thing is, me picking my number had nothing to do with Brandon. I've been number 25 all my life. If you guys, didn't know, if you look at my email, it has 25 on it. To this day.
Don't give them your email, dude.
But, to say this, it has nothing to do with Brandon. I've been 25 all my life. When they called me and said, what number you want, I said 25. Well, 25's taken. I said, all right, well, I was 5 last year. Let me take 5. 5 taken. Okay, well, I was 2 in Cleveland. I'll take 2. 2's taken. Okay. All right, well, we put 2 and 5 together. Then I asked my son. I said, you know, I have an 8-year-old son. I said, what number you want me to be, son? He said, you know what, Dad, I like 7. I said, why you like 7? He said, well, it's 7 of us. It's you and Mama, and it's 5 of us. I said, you know what? We'll take 7. You know, so that's where the 7 happened. And, you know, that's why, you know, 7 is going to be the number this year.
Mo, over here, Dwight James with
where I'm
Comcast, right
Okay.
here, with Comcast Sportsnet. Can you speak about your previous relationship with Terry Stotts?
Well, me and Terry, I mean, it's funny, you know, how we sit today, and that I am, you know, a member of the Portland Trail Blazers, and I'm here again working for Neil and playing for Terry. You know, like I said, this situation and relationship it goes back far, you know, and I remember me and Neil having a conversation. You know, it's funny, you know, he knew that I played for Terry. And just like any GMs, you know, they gotta call around and check, just like any player. And he called and just to see how our relationship was with Terry. Something so simple, some so minute, and you won't think it's a big deal, but that was a conversation we had. And to be in a position to full circle around to play for Terry again, which I had tremendous success playing for him the first time at a young age, and it's only going to be better with experience. And I don't think the way I played with him in Milwaukee will be different, you know, because when I played for him in Milwaukee, it was in a 6-man role. You know, if you just look back, because the season that I played for Terry was the year that T.J. Ford came back and he was the starting point guard. So this is familiar territory with me and Terry. And to be honest with you, it's familiar territory with me and Neil, you know, because when he brought me to the Clippers, I was in this role. So, you know, that's one of the reasons that I was really comfortable with coming here, because we all know how the situation will pan out.
Dan Sheldon, Comcast Sportsnet. Well, how would you describe being a starter for most of your career, but how would you describe right now at what point you are in your career? What stage?
I just want to win. I want to win. You know, I had opportunities to go start. That's the funny thing about, you know, the situation I'm in. You know, I had a situation to go start, but I felt like, you know, this organization is on the rise. I felt like I'm in a position in my career where I still can be a major piece, you know, to a puzzle for a team, you know, and I didn't want to wait till I was, you know, 36, 37 years old and, you know, start a reserve role where, you know, I just give leadership at that time. You know, at this point, I still can be very, very valuable, you know, to a team, you know, and you know, you can look at me as a 6th starter, you know, of sort. You know, this league, you know, you play a lot of games. You play a lot of games. You know, some nice guys not going to have it. You know, some nice guys going to be sick. You know, knock on wood. You know, the worst thing could happen, but depth is very important in this league, as we've seen as the teams that have won it the last few years. You know, depth is very important, and I know Neil. You've heard Neil talk about it all last year, and I'm a guy that reads you guys writing a lot. So one thing you want to do is bolster the bench, and I'm here to fill that void.
Hi, Casey Holdall, Trailblazers.com. Mo, could you just describe how you think you're going to fit into this team from a skill set and?
Well, I mean, you know, I'm going into my 11th year in my career, so I'm really, you know, I am who I am. You know, the player that you saw last year, the player you saw the year before. I mean, I'm not going to diminish. I'm only going to get better. You know, the player that you know I am. The player that you think I am or have seen, that's who I am. You know, I'm not coming to be nobody different. I'm not coming here to say I'm going to turn into LeBron James overnight, you know, but I'm going to be Mo Williams, and I'm going to give this team what I can. I'm not, you know, because I'm here, I'm not going to be the savior. You know, I'm not saying that in any stretch of imagination, but I'm a piece. You know, I'm a piece, and I'm a valuable piece, and that's what I'm going to bring to this team each and every day. I'm going to bring leadership. You know, that's one trait that I have, and I feel like, you know, I'll be doing these young players a disservice if I don't, you know, use this veteran leadership that I do have. So that's one thing that I'll be focused on, you know, more so than anything, just kind of, you know, showing, you know, especially young kids, you know, especially like a Damian Lillard, showing them the tricks of the trade. You know, he's still young, you know, and one thing about it, when I was a young player, you know, my second, third year when I was in Milwaukee, and I was playing a lot of minutes. And one thing I wish I had was a veteran, you know, point guard that I played with that was, you know, 10, 11 year, that's been good, you know, and they can teach me the ropes. And that's one thing that I told myself if I ever get in that position, and I do that anyway, but if I ever got in that position, I'd definitely help, you know, and unselfishly help, you know, the young kids and try to get them to grow and get to the next level, because the more we can grow our game, the more we can get young kids to grow in the right direction. I think they can do the same to the next young group that come up, you know, and I think that's more, you know, important, especially in a situation like we're in now, where we're right on the edge of making some noise, and we can get, you know, these young kids to learn how, you know, to win, you know, learn how to compete, learn how to come to work every day. I mean, that's more important than anything.
Hey, Mo, Mike Acker, you've had some, you talked about this a little bit, but maybe you can expand on it a little bit. You've had some pretty big games in this building as an opponent. What do you think it's going to be like coming in with the crowd behind you?
Well, it's always fun to have the crowd behind me. But I relish, you know, playing on the road. I love adversity, you know, and the road gives you that. And I feel like, you know, always to be a good team in this league and to be a playoff team, you got to win road games. You got to be comfortable on the road, and I think that gives a lot of that shows, you know, what type of team you are, and that gives a lot of credit to how you prepare and things you do to get those wins. So the road is important, you know, and I think that's why I get up so much for road games, and I do pretty well on road games. I mean, Portland not the only place I got good statistics, you know, on the road, but I was joking about it. Portland was one.
Mo, Mike Takita from the Oregonian. Starting with your last year in Cleveland, you've undergone a lot of changes in the last 4 seasons. You've played on, you know, 3 different teams, been traded a couple times. Has that
Traded
changed?
one time.
One time?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was in Utah.
But you got traded Cleveland to
the
Clippers.
Cleveland. You're right. I'm wrong.
Okay.
Won't be the first time.
Nor for them.
Yeah, that's right.
I was wondering how that 4 years were for you, and did that change the way you view the league?
I didn't change the way I viewed the league. You know, I'm not the only person got traded twice in 4 years. But you look for stability. You look for a home. I mean, first and foremost, that's any player. But I think, you know, the more you play in this league and the more you understand the business side of it, you kind of accept it and you kind of roll with it. You know, you can't hold your head and wish this and wish that. You know, you look forward to your situation that you're in, and I look forward to this situation. It's a great situation, you know, and this is a situation that can, you know, be something for the long run, you know, and I think that if both sides come together and we're very excited about where we're at, you know, this thing can be, you know, as long as I can run and dribble a basketball, you know, that's the goal, and that's the goal wherever you go. And obviously the business side of it always comes in, but you just continue to go to work just like you go to work every day. I do too, no matter what happens. You know, if you got a job the next day, you continue your normal routine. And if you know, if something throw you a fork in the road, you kind of try to, you know, maneuver around it a little bit, but you try to stay on track.
Candace Buckner, Vancouver Columbian. Neil, now with 15 guys on the roster, are you set or will there be any more movement?
Well, you guys know Paul. If we can get to 16, he'll want to do that. So, but no, look, I think we're set right now. We had kept one roster spot open. I have to tell you, we've talked about my relationship and Terry and Mo, and Joe Cronin deserves a lot of credit today too. We had a very complicated July 1st, June 30th, and his ability to manage our cap and navigate the sequencing that was necessary to basically do all of the deals we needed to do and preserve our room mid-level is why we have the opportunity to have Mo. I think that we did that. I think that we had gone in anticipating having 14. I like that kind of flexibility, when opportunities arise like this or uneven trades, prior to something like this. But I think right now, we've got 15 guys. Everybody was brought here for a purpose. We've built our roster without jeopardizing any long-term flexibility. We can compete today. I think we've done a pretty good job of building our asset pool with younger players that have value around the league, that have a chance to grow with the organization. And we also have a nice mix of veterans, guys like Darrell and Mo, guys like Earl Watson that are natural leaders. I think LaMarcus is going to take a big step forward in terms of leadership. He's really excited about this signing as well. So, I think we're done, and I think now we get to the fun part, which is guys coming back, getting into Portland, getting in the gym, working out, kind of seeing how it's all going to work. Thomas, CJ, and Myers are heading to Coach Gerg's camp on Sunday. They'll be out there for 4 days. The other young guys, we have coaches heading out to see all of our players next week that aren't involved in Gerg's camp, wherever they happen to be. And now we get down to the fun part, which is basketball. So, that's a very long, circuitous way of answering your question, but yeah, we're done.
Neil, last year or after last year with Damian playing so many minutes and really not having a guy you could really look to on the bench at point guard, was that one of the reasons for bringing in Mo, was to make sure, hey, we know we have this position taken care of?
Well, look, I think we had it taken care of pretty well, prior to Mo, and now it's even better. Okay. By the way, Damian didn't seem to be hurt too badly by leading the league in minutes played, in case anybody's wondering. Look, Mo and I have been through this model before. Guards win games. At the end of the day, you need depth. Not everybody survives 82 games. Not everybody can play every night. We had a model like this in L.A. Everybody thought it was too much when we had Chris Paul and Chauncey and Mo and Eric Bledsoe and Randy Foye, and we were in the second round of the playoffs. And we just came at people. We had a lot of firepower. We were hard to guard. Everybody on our perimeter could dribble, pass, and shoot. We opened the floor up, and I think that's the way the game is going. And I think that, Mo's ability, his versatility to play multiple positions, I think that's one of the things that's unique right now is Mo can play on or off the ball. So can Dame. So can CJ. We've got a veteran like Earl that can come in that's a lockdown defender. We are really a threat on the perimeter, run multiple pick and rolls and play a way that's much more conducive to Terry's style, which is playing in flow, taking early shots, running random pick and rolls, and not having to rely on structure and sets every time down the floor. So I do think that this is not a reaction to Dame leading the league in minutes played. Dame led the league in minutes played because we were really good when he was on the floor. It's no different than if LaMarcus led the league in minutes played or other great players around our league. But, clearly, really what it's really going to impact is the defensive end of the floor as far as I'm concerned. When guys aren't required to play 36 to 40 minutes every single night, 4 games in 5 nights, back-to-backs, and they can really give maximum effort on both sides of the court because there isn't a drop-off when we go to our bench, it gives the coaching staff confidence and it gives the starters confidence. And like I said, the way we look at Mo is the way we looked at Mo in L.A. We have 6 starters. And like I said, Terry's going to manage it, and Terry's got a lot of options right now in terms of how we can go attack opposing defenses.
Okay, we'll wrap it up there. We'll go ahead and do the photo op with the jersey.
Thanks, guys.
Where is our guy?
Straight ahead.
Good?
Okay, we'll wrap it up there.
You got it, Andy?
Both Neil and.
Andy, you need one? You sure?
Got it?
Wrap it up, both Neil and Mo will be available for some brief one-on-ones. Thank you.